lives matter. Your lawn need an ambulance. This grass ain't gonna save itself, world. Get it together.
When a customer's lawn has gotten completely out of control, it can be a real mess and requires some extensive work to get it back in shape. Today we are going to walk through how we estimate and tackle reclaiming overgrown lawns and landscapes. This is a completely different service from our regular mowing, and I'll explain exactly why and how we approach it. Regular mowing keeps a healthy lawn looking great. Reclamation is something else entirely. We're dealing with grass that's often knee to waist high, thick, matted, and full of thatch. This density is much harder on equipment. It puts serious strain on spindles, belts, and motors, and it eats blades alive. We see more wear and tear on these jobs than on dozens of regular mowing visits combined. Like most of our services, we estimate these jobs based on the time required, and we try to get it to the nearest half an hour. It can be difficult to estimate the time needed on these jobs. Be sure to consider the growth density of the grass more than the height. While both are important, a tall, knee-high field of sparse weeds is easier to get down to height than a shorter area that has denser grass. When you are determining the time needed, if the lawn is only slightly overgrown, account for mowing a minimum of 2 mows over the lawn. If the grass is over top of your shoes while you're walking the lawn, it's going to take a minimum of 3 or 4 mowings to get it looking right. It's important to note that we cannot mow these properties at normal operating speed. Calculate the estimate based at half speed, mowing, tops. If we pretend that it's going to go faster than that, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment. You also have to make sure that a mower is all we are going to need. We can't be mowing over anything too thick, like small saplings, trees, or young bushes. If those obstacles are present, they need to be properly removed with a saw or pruners to a level that will not damage the mowers. Account for this time accordingly. This thorough approach lets us give the customer a clear, honest price that accounts for the extra time, labor, and higher equipment maintenance costs these jobs require before we start them. As the person estimating the job, it's important that you bid the job according to our standard operating procedures. Here's how we typically handle a reclamation project. Site preparation. Our crew briefly walks the property and removes visible trash, branches, and anything that could damage equipment. If we need to use any saws or pruners on bigger items in the mowing area, this is the time to do it, before the mowers ever start. First, we perform a high cut. We take the overgrowth down in stages. We never try to take all of it in one pass, but we gradually lower the height while mulching and dispersing clippings, allowing the motors to keep running without bogging down. This pass should be done in most cases with the decks all the way up. That should have us cutting around 6 to 8 inches. Keep full throttle, but do not operate faster than 50% ground speed on this uncut, unknown land. You need to go slow and let the mower do easy work. Bog the blades down as little as possible. If there is a heavy amount of clippings left after the first cut, add the side collector and make some passes to clean the majority of them up before lowering the deck. Revert back to this at any point that the clippings get dense. We'll need to do multiple follow-up cuts next, after we gradually lower the height until we get it to where it is presentable and healthy. For anything dense, we are looking at 3.5 to 4 inches, and for sparse turf, we try to take it down to 2.5 to 3 inches. Our service includes debris removal. While some clippings are expected to remain, heavy clippings are collected, raked or bagged and hauled away so they don't smother the lawn. Detail work, trimming areas we can't get with the mower and other obstacles. After these areas are properly trimmed, we often fan the clippings out with a string trimmer or use a blower to push the clippings into the mowing area. It's important that there are no piles of clippings left on the property that need to be evenly dispersed into the grass, or removed if they are smothering the lawn. In addition to our reclamation services, we offer restoration services as optional add-ons. Options include de-thatching, aerating, overseeding, fertilizing, and soil amendments to bring the lawn back strong. These are separate services and not included in the reclamation package. Remember, these jobs continue to get worse until they are serviced, so estimate it upon what you think it will look like at the service date, not how it looks when you perform the estimate. It continues to grow and get worse right up until the point we fix it. With all of these items in consideration, it's your job to accurately predict how long the job should take a crew of 2 workers to perform, to the nearest half an hour. Right now, our minimum cleanup starts at 1 hour of service and costs $250. Each additional 30 minutes is an additional $100. Since we have a high minimum on this service, we do not need to account for drive time or the first dump time on these estimates. We only charge the customer for time we anticipate we will need to be on the property. If there is an extreme amount of debris, to where we will have to make multiple dump trips, we need to account for that accordingly. Check the property address to our nearest dump site, and do the math, the add and the time needed for the additional anticipated loads. If you take all of these items into consideration, you'll be able to calculate a time that goes straight to the estimate, and give our crew a practical goal for completion. The time you estimate needs to be achievable for a standard two-man crew to accomplish while staying busy and doing honest work. On the landscape side, it's much of the same. Take a look at the beds and requirements. Ask the customer to walk with you and flag or tie a ribbon to all plants that are intended to remain post-cleanup. Look at what is left that needs to be removed. Usually, the most time-consuming problem we run into on landscape cleanups is the tedious weeding that needs to be done. Keep this number separate from all of the other time requirements. This is performed by a different crew, and we can charge less because of lower overhead. I'd like to try to explain it further than that, and we will continue to add to and improve these videos, but that about sums things up on the landscaping side. The charges remain the same. It's $250 for the first hour, and then $100 per additional 30 minutes for everything except weeding. Add the weeding time in at an additional $65 per man-hour needed, reduced from the $100 per man-hour rate for the heavier work. Thanks for being part of the team and learning the principles we use while estimating reclaiming overgrown properties.